about the film is that you also include the historical piece and how the family structure was broken down.
Absolutely.
And that's very important. It's important that we go back to see how it started and where we are now and what we can do to rebuild it and heal from a lot of the abuse and a lot of the challenges that we have gone through as a people. And that's so connected. You can't separate the two. I had a very good friend, brother friend, he was on my show actually recently, and he said you can't just look at single fatherhood or single motherhood. You have to look at the whole family structure in order to understand what's going on, and that unit is very important. So this is a very timely film. What do you want to do with this film? Where is it going, and what's next?
Well, the effects that I hope will come from the film is, number one, to change the Black community mindset. That single motherhood is not the norm. The family needs both a mother and a father. That's pretty much number one. And number two, for the non-Black community, for there to be an increase in empathy so they can kind of understand what we're dealing with within the Black community, and hopefully that would make them want to get more engaged and interested in volunteering or going out and advocating for a way to fix the societal dilemma within the Black community. And the third reason is also for it to be an educational tool, educational resource for our young men and women, to let them know to be more mindful of the relationships that you're getting in. Many of them seen their mothers struggle, so that they want to do better, so that we can start to reverse this generational issue, because we've been dealing with this since the 60s, and it's really now time for us to try to put our heads together to figure out how we're going to fix this within the Black community, because it's a big issue, and a weak family structure makes a weak community.
Absolutely.
And we have to start grassroots, which is with our family.
Absolutely. Yeah, we definitely need, and I know you blog also, so I was reading some of your blogs early this morning. And so, and I see that you really talk about some of these issues that are in our communities, how it impacts the children, how it impacts our community as a whole. And also, you know, just the struggle it is for a woman to carry this weight by herself. And sometimes men, like I said, I have to go back to that because I'm you know, I advocate for the dads. Not say that because the mothers, that we always talk about them, and we never talk about single dads, because they are out there. You know, I had one guest on my show, you know, during that time, and he talked about his mom left, and his father raised him. So, and he's now married. You'd be happy to know that he's married. Children. He's very family oriented, and I was very happy to hear that. So there are brothers out there trying to make it happen. What do you think is going on? What, I mean, just based on your research and based on people that you've talked to, what is going on with the relationships between Black men and Black women? Well,
first, it begins with the empirical evidence that shows that the Black family and Black relationships here in the United States, they were developed upon the slave regime. So that in itself has been volatile, unstable, as far as how we deal with each other, Black men and Black women. That's number one. And I think there's been a lot of historical occurrences that have also caused like a conflict. A lot of it has to do with the disenfranchisement of Black men, high incarceration, high unemployment. We see the family structures really break down. We would say in the 50s and 60s, when a lot of jobs were outsourced and low-skilled workers, which a lot of Black men occupy these jobs, factory jobs, those jobs are no longer available. So, you know, a lot of them, of course, if they can't take care of their family, a lot of them equate providing to what being a father is, so they leave. And then we have the 70s. A lot of people would argue when black mothers started to apply for welfare more, and one of the standards was there could not be a man in the home if you wanted welfare. Then the 80s, crack cocaine spreading through the black community, and pretty much it was now black mothers and fathers, they both weren't raising the kids. We had grandmothers raising these children. And in addition to that, you have to go back to after slavery was abolished during the Reconstruction era. There was no real system, federal system, other than the Freedmen's Bureau that was set up for black people and black families to be fine. So you had a lot of men migrating to the north. The Great Migration is saying, I'm going to go try to find work and I will come back and get you. And they would never come back for their families because there was a lot of issues in the city, a lot of things that took them away from what should be their real focus, which is the family. So it's been an unstable, I would say, situation for black men and black women as far as the relationships and families from since slavery moving on. You know, some people were arguing in the 1920s, okay, there was only about 20% of, you know, children that were raised without a father. Yeah, but that's been, I just kind of find that it's been volatile. It's been up and down.
Right. Rachel, we have a call.
Oh,
so let's take a call from our call-ins. Hi, caller. Can you say your name?
Hi, I'm Harmony.
Hi, Harmony.
hello.
And I was wondering, what do you think it's going to take in order to reverse this whole thing? Like, how are we going to get back to fathers and mothers being in the household? And what do you think the music and the social climate nowadays have to do with that? I'll get off the phone so I can listen.
Okay, did you hear her?
Okay, so that was a twofold question. I think the first one was, what will it take
to bring the family unit, the mother and father, back into the household? I didn't catch that second question. I couldn't hear it very well.
Okay, well, I think as far as getting fathers back in the household, we do really have a lot of fatherhood organizations that are out. We have the Forestville Fathering Initiative here in New York. They're great. We have Alan Houston. He's actually in the film. He has a Fathers Knows Best program, which is awesome. He's doing a lot of work, trying to let the fathers know that we need you in the home. Not everything is financial. We have another one, I believe, is called Daddies Too, which was just started by the former director of Forestville Fathering Initiative. And we have a lot of other organizations out there that are just really moving, and they're very proactive as far as bringing the fathers back in the home. So that's great. Number two, we have to really lean on our local elected officials to pay more attention to the family dynamic in the communities. In the Bronx, the Bronx Borough President's Office, they just recently had a Fathers Forum. And when I tell you, when they were able to bring all these men together and they were able to talk about what's going on with them, their families, their issues. Some of them are unemployed. Some of them are going through fatherhood crises. And, you know, some of them just spill their guts out during this forum. We need more of that. So we need to lean on legislators to do more. I think President Obama's initiative that he passed, and I believe in 2010, the Healthy Marriage and Fatherhood Act, that helps. Then in addition to that, we also have here in New York, the Young Men's Initiative, which they started to target, you know, preparing young men for fatherhood and preventing it if you're not ready, getting them together, educating them. So I think with those two things, we're on our way. And just in addition to that, it has to start with the parents. We have to instill family values within our children. Even if you're a single mother, let your sons and daughters know you should try to get married. You should try to, if your son, look for a wife. You need a father and mother in the home. And I think if we do more of that, we're going to be on the right track. I mean, that's 52% of teenage pregnancy is down within the black community. So that's awesome. You know, I just recently wrote about that. That's awesome. So we're on the right track. If we can keep up with this in the community and change our mindset, I think we're going to see some productive results.